Hi, hi! I'm Monday morning, a little elven royal who ran away and got bitten by a vampire. And it's time to let my investigative blood flow out again. I'm still not good at greeting you. Good evening! Hello, how are you? Neat outline thing on the thumbnail. Thank you, I tried something different. I'm glad you noticed. Good evening, Rabagosh. Good evening, Felipe. Good evening, Nonogram. Happy Sunday, Monday. I hope I had a good Sunday evening. I did. I did have a good Sunday evening. And I'm honestly really looking forward to play Tangle Tower with you today. It looks really cute. I like this like comic-ish art style it has. And I don't know, it sounded really interesting. I think we're a detective again, and we need to investigate a case of unaliving. So I'm really looking forward to investigating this case with you guys. And I hope you will have a lot of fun as well. Yeah, how are you guys? Are you guys fine? Yeah, I think everything is set up. Should we just switch over immediately? Not long talking about stuff? I don't think I have a topic that we need to talk about immediately today. Oh, we do have one thing. I've mentioned before that I wanted to do a Monday non-daily diary again at some point when I go to an event, but I just found out that the event that I wanted to make the non-daily diary about is prohibiting photos and videos. So I don't think that with the non-daily diary will be quite possible. So we'll just have to talk about it on stream. Doing good. Woke up not too long ago. I hope you had a nice sleep. And I hope you woke up nice and refreshed. Hello, Joseph. I have drinks and snacks. I'm ready. That's good to hear. Aw, that sucks. Yeah. It sucks. I will still enjoy the event. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just that I thought I could share it with you guys, but I cannot share it in the way I wanted to share it with you. And I hope you understand. But I adhere to rules. If they say they don't want photos, I will only talk about it. Would love to hear you talk about the event on stream. I will talk about it because I'm really looking forward to going there. I have been there one time before, but not recently. So yeah. Well, at least I can cool down with a Monday morning stream after starting my trip to Albania. Is it hot in Albania as well? Here we have currently 30 degrees in my room. So, yay! Yeah, let's begin, I think. What's the event? I will tell you after. I made the rule for myself that I won't talk about where exactly I'm going before I go there. Just to be safe. Like, yeah. Everywhere is hot right now. Well, I'm not sure about the southern hemisphere. Like, how hot is there. So, yeah. Let's start going into the game. Yes, we will play Tangle Tower. We can already see a picture of a woman holding something. Let's find out what it is. What? Why? Wait. Something is not right. Well, it's probably winter in Australia. It probably is, yes. Something is not right, and my headphones are not connected. Why are my headphones not connected? Please connect. And connect to the microphone as well, please. Thank you. Okay, now we should be fine. Good rule? Yeah. Even though right now it probably isn't a problem, I just don't want to set that like at all. So, a game. Haha! Welcome to the game. Winter in the south is basically just a cool spring for the north. Yeah, probably. I've heard, or like at least from what I've heard, Australian winter are not as cold as like German winters, but and also I've never heard like about really cold Southern American or like Southern African winters, so I guess it's probably warmer than what the north has. But yeah, Monday doesn't want to meet her loving fan base of 197 people. I don't feel like getting people to recognize me right now, so I'm hiding my face. I'm not showing you my face, so I won't tell you where I am so that you won't like recognize my voice, even though I don't think that's right now possible, so yeah. Like, at least I don't think it's a problem right now, but yeah, I need to stay safe because vampire hunters are real. That's a good point, Ulu. I like that point. No, I just don't feel comfortable with that. So yeah. Let's start and create a new save file. And I don't know what these mean, but we will find out. We'll start with the beginning. Tangle Tower. Mid-afternoon. You cannot see the mid-afternoon, but it's there. We arrived by boat in Lake's Edge.
You ready, Sally?
You ready, Sally?
Rumor, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
Rumor, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes. I like that it has voiceover, but I think it's rather low. Do you have the map? What? Wait a second. Something is not wrong. Something is very wrong. What is happening right now? I want to get into the audio settings, but I don't think I can get there. Yeah, turn up the voice actor volume. Yeah, I want to do that, but I think I cannot do it right now. Maybe if I get further into the game. Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank.
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Yeah.
Did you read the case file?
Did you read the case file? What do you think?
It's really not a lot to go on.
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on.
Read it.
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
Okay, we have a case file. And we get the settings! Settings! Voice turned up. Music turned halfway down. I hope this is better. Let's see. Should I turn on that you can see my mouse for now? properties, show cursor. Yes, please, thank you. And like this is probably a little better. Ton of lag. Yes, somehow 30 degrees is really not good for my PC and connection. I don't know. Is it OBS? No, OBS has fixed 4,000, 5,000 kbps, so it's probably like the connection to YouTube. I have no idea. I already have the lag to help it. Why does it still not work properly? I don't understand. Why is it lagging this much? Put it in the freezer? I wish I could. You're streaming in the heat? Poor vampire? Yeah. I'm streaming in this heat. So, yeah. I hope it will fix itself. I don't know how to fix it. Because it doesn't tell me how to fix it. It just says, oh, it's not enough data. Yeah, but OBS is not having a problem. It sends out enough data. It's not overloaded or anything. I'm already again 3. No, I'm still at 10 FPS. Options? Where are like the settings from OBS? I cannot change them properly while and YouTube does not have options. The art data? What? What the heck? The data from OBS? Output stream? In game? This should be fine. Maybe that will help. But my computer is not overloaded. So wait, let me check my internet speed for 1 second. I'm sorry for the scuff. But I want to test the speed of internet for a second. Nope, that's not it either. I don't think so. 240 and 33. 34. That should still be fine. That should be fine. Computer, please don't leave me hanging. Please connect properly to YouTube. 800. That's not working. Nope. Can maybe make it a little bit smaller, then you will see more. This one kind of works. This one kind of works. Oh, I get the same issue with different games, John. It's worse in summer. My computer is not that strong, and it's just summer heat. My computer is again at like 50 degrees. minimize it to the max. Yeah, I think I've kind of minimized it to the max. So... no, I don't have it minimized to the max. This also works. This also kind of works. This also works. This doesn't work. This does not work. This here is the best. Buy some AC. I'm German. I don't have AC. Come on, please. Give me my activity monitor. My activity monitor says that I should be fine, honestly. Yep, I'm not overloaded. CPU is not overloaded. GPU also works, so it is connection probably. What a cool laptop by pouring water directly onto the motherboard. I have honestly, like, I have done this before in stream, but it was when it was worse than this. Why? How is it not getting enough data? Like, can you at least tell me how much data you need? Because the frames that that OBS is sending should be enough. Let me do one more thing. Or like check one more thing, but I don't think... Nope, I cannot change anything here. I think electricity is quite expensive in Germany, so having air conditioning would hurt Monday regardless. Electricity is expensive, but it's also like just not a thing to have like AC units in private households here. Like, because you get sick from it. So, yeah. Maybe it will be fine over time. Maybe it will get to itself. So, let us just hope for the best. Hope that YouTube will... Like, I hope that it will fix itself soon. So, let's talk. So who do you think did it?
Sally, you know full well we haven't met a single suspect yet. We haven't even been to the crime scene.
Still,
Okay.
I reckon I've got it all worked out.
So Sally thinks she's already worked it out, and he is skeptical and wants to go in with an open mind. What's about Freya here? I know Freya somehow. Ah, murder victim Freya Fellow, 19, died while painting a portrait of Flora Fellow. Location, Flora's tower. Flora was present as she was posing for a portrait. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color of the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. How was Freya killed? The case file. Yes, we've read that. So, oh yeah, the counter is not up on the scene. I put it on the other scene, but I forgot to put it on the scene. Here you go. Okay. So we've read the case file. You literally have AC in your car, like, yeah, we do, but like, we turn it away from, like, humans, because it's like, if you have it turned towards you, you get sick. So, yeah. Let's see. So we're at Lake's Edge. Here. We're here. And we can go to the next room. Gardens. Yes, we are in the gardens. What's this thing?
What is that?
What animal is that? I don't know.
Bear lizard.
A hawk bear lizard?
Of course. A hawk bear lizard.
To me, it looks like a bird with like weird human behavior. T-Rex bird. There's an egg.
It's a stone carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
A cracked stone carving.
Like that. It's an egg.
Then we have this pond here with something bubbling.
That was in the lake.
Lake water in the pond. Why is lake water in the pond?
Fish in there.
Not a single one.
But no fish.
Is something there.
Whoa, that's a lot of thunder. Whoa. Huh. Oh, my connection is back again. Nice.
It's a cassette tape.
You need more volume. Like this.
Or it used to be.
This is too loud. I can see that this is too loud. It used to be a cassette tape. Oh, a damaged tape. Okay. Looks like it was damaged by water. The ink on the label is blurred and illegible. I could... if I turn down the music even more, then I can make the game itself louder. Like that, maybe. Like that. Well,
Spooky.
what's that? A big open mouth?
What do you think
Spooky?
it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Sure, because only detectives can
working?
be scared away.
No.
Oh, honey, you're scared? Of that open mouth?
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster.
Playing a
Sure.
harp.
Playing a harp.
That's the first thing I thought as well. I thought stone statue playing a harp and not
Hang on a
fish,
second.
like fish monster. Hang on a second. What? Look closer.
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
It looks like a puzzle.
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet.
Yeah, probably. Doesn't seem like this puzzle can be solved. The game is so nice, it tells me when I can
Let's
solve
come back
it.
later.
Yes, let's
It
come
must
back
do
later.
something.
Yeah, of course
You'd
it
hope
does
so,
something.
wouldn't you?
So I've collected the puzzle. That's good.
It's
Well-
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to say, too quiet?
I like the
not.
humor.
It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
Yes, it is an appropriate amount of quiet. If we wouldn't hear birds and insects, then it would be too quiet. But we hear them. Oh, let's see where we get next. Brute force it Monday to show the game who's the boss. I don't want to brute force it. If I can try. They're bird cages.
Little bird feeders.
Oh, bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
Because that is like the first thing you would think of. What else would they be for?
Ah, there's a heart engraved in the tree.
A heart on a
I
tree.
didn't know people actually did that.
People do that. I've seen that in real life. Does refrigerator air make people sick? I don't know if you go into a refrigerator that often, but cold air makes people sick, especially in the summer when you're like if you sweat and then like your body has like sweat on it, so it's wet, and then you get cold air on it. It's like because it's too cold for your body. Like if you're in the heat, you're wearing something for the heat, and then you put on wind that's like cold for like more clothes. A lot of weird animals on that island. We only saw statues. We only saw birds till now. We didn't see any real animals that are not birds, so...
PPFF.
PPFF. What? Oh, PPFF. Interesting.
Oh.
This is Tangle Tower.
Oh, there's an O on the floor.
Yes, there is an O on the floor.
Oh yeah. Tangle Tour.
Tour.
Twir.
Tour. There's a one more
Do you think he'll start
statue.
to move if we try to go inside?
He doesn't look too dangerous as he does not have his arm there, so I'm not too
No,
scared of him.
I think he'll just silently judge us.
He's already doing that. There's a bell.
Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah, kinda.
Why would we not?
Oh, that's interesting. Like music.
It's a little melody.
Why is melody purple? Should I remember that chime? Da, 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 da.
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not?
Da, 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 da.
It's a little melody.
Interesting. I don't like to sleep with fans blowing on me because I nearly always wake up with a sore throat. Exactly. I have like my bed propped up against a wall where there's like a little gust of wind, and it's so uncomfortable having that gust of wind there. So yeah. If you get sick from cold winds, you would get sick from cold showers and ice baths too. You could. It's just like the saying in Germany. I don't know if it's actually like that, but it's like the reason why like in Germany you don't have as much air conditioning as you have in America, I think. So yeah. It's true, you dry yourself off if you get cold water on yourself. Oh, what's
Is
this?
that an envelope?
It's been opened,
Envelope.
but the letter's still in
What?
there.
Envelope. It's open, but the letter's still
Let's
in
read
there.
it.
You have no morals.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
Thank you, Sally.
No, definitely.
I kind of like him. The envelope has been ripped open. There is a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have it memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. What? Interesting. Sounds like when my dad talks about 5G making people sick. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I'm not sure if like AC, like you don't want to have it blowing on you, and like even getting for my room, even getting a humidifier. I don't have a dehumidifier. I have a humidifier. Even that was like really bad. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move. Oh, we can move into 2 directions. Let's go inside first, I think. We're in the Grand Hall. F?
A big letter F.
Of course. Who doesn't hang a giant banner of their initial in the lobby of their mansion?
It's an initial? Okay.
What is that?
What is
I think
that?
it's a family tree.
A family tree? Oh, this is interesting. Fiona Fellow. This is the person who died, right? Fitz Fellow, Felicia Fellow, Freya Fellow, Remington, Pointer. Ah, is it Pointer versus Fellow? Pandora, Poppy Pointer, Penelope Pointer.
Emily Everstone. Do you think she still lives here?
We probably need more information on who lives here. What's
It's
that?
a big glass tube filled with water.
That's called an aquarium, honey.
There are weeds in there. And sand.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it.
Yeah, an empty aquarium.
Anymore.
What tells you there has been something living in there? Is this gonna be like Romeo and Juliet? I don't know. I don't know.
This one has a big P.
A big
That's
P.
probably important.
You should focus on your case.
How very P-ceptive of you.
You could have put ER in there. It still starts with P. We need to go to, like, up the tower here. So let's investigate the crime scene. Even though we haven't talked to anyone, we're just intruding in the house. I don't know. Flora's tower. So here was the body.
The outline of Freya Fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back.
Oh, Freya fell onto her
There's a single
back.
patch of blood, right in the middle.
Yeah, but it's down, so the knife got all the way through her body?
No real signs of a struggle.
Because if it's, like, otherwise it would have been, like, to the side more, right?
That's weird.
No sign
What?
of struggle.
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So,
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
let's check the case file again.
Case file. No weapon was found at the scene. The painting is holding a knife. And... So, Felicia Fellow is the mother and Damien Dusk is the father. This is... Yeah, but... Like, it's interesting because if she would have stabbed her, because that's kind of the thing they're implying that is, like, the first theory, then she would have... No? Please? Headphones? Movement? So... This single stab on her back? No, she was stabbed in the chest. That's what the case file said. So... It is strange for her to be like that. Like this close, because if she stabbed her, then she would be like sideways, like, or the painting would have a hole in it. But that isn't the case. So I don't know. I don't know why. Look at the case file again. Wait, case file. Case file. Dined while painting, lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. So it was in the chest, not the back. So let's look at the painting.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
Looks that way.
She was painted how? Yeah, okay, there's unfinished parts. Freya was unable to finish the painting as she died sometime during the process. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. The red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood. Suicide? While painting? There's no blood on the photo?
All of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
Ah, okay. I can deduce things. So, something very strange about how Freya was killed. Freya fellow... No. Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood, but it was removed from the scene.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood, but it was removed from the scene. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
One thing? Because Freya put it there? Because it's the Freya? Huh. Flora fellow? But she's not holding a knife. She's holding a knife tipped with red paint. But it was removed.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with red paint, but it was removed from the scene.
But it said it was
Nope.
blood. Oh, so... It says just
Flora's portrait
one
is
thing
holding a
is
knife tipped
changed.
with blood, but it was removed from the scene. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
One thing. If it's... Is it Flora fellow? I don't think
Flora
so.
Stella is holding a knife tipped with blood, but it was removed from the scene. That's not right.
Nope. This is the right thing. It's not completely covered
Flora's
in blood.
portrait is completely covered in blood, but it was removed from the scene. That's not right either.
No, then the problem is this. Because it stabbed Freya.
Flora's portrait
It doesn't
is
make
holding a knife
sense.
tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
What?
What?
Weird, huh?
Yeah, that does
You
not
think
make sense.
Freya was stabbed by a painting, not by the woman from the painting,
Yeah,
but by the painting itself.
that does not make
Mhm.
sense.
Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right. But it's not actually a knife. You
Yeah.
can't stab.
See any other knives around here?
Honey,
Case
no.
clear.
The case
Remore,
is not closed.
please.
And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
Yeah, you cannot arrest the painting. Ah, this is the opening scene. Continue. That's not logical. No. I think that's why the game wanted to point it out. Let's look at
Is that
everything
an egg?
here.
An egg with bird feet.
That's just a stand.
It's also covered in gemstones.
That's true.
What a completely ordinary object.
Don't these exist in real life too? These like gemstone covered eggs for like rich people? Like they have it and I don't know why. Let's look closer.
I think it's a container for something.
A puzzle.
Those gems look like they come off.
What is this? Oh! I probably need to do the same here as it is here. Somehow. But it's different. It's turned sideways. Kinder egg. Talk to the mom already? I want to play around a little more. So green is connected to red on here. Green and red? Something like that? Yeah. Then purple and blue for this one here. Other way around. This here is yellow and green. Yellow and green this way? Yeah. Then this shape is pink and pink, so pink and pink. Then this shape is that here. Red and blue. Red and blue. No. Blue. Other way around. And this way? No?
No.
What?
Did you check the clue on the back of the egg? I'm pretty sure it explains where to put each of the gems.
Purple is on that side. Wait, what did I do wrong? Green on the long side, red on the short. Green on the long side, red on the short. This one has both pinks. Both pinks. Then the big L shape. The shorter side has purple and the longer side has blue. Then this square thingy. Green on the side that's to the oh, this is wrong.
No, that was it.
Oh, that was it.
Nice work.
Got it. Line thickness also matters. I think the shapes are just like completely different.
Did it unlock?
Already?
What's in?
Nothing.
There's nothing inside.
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty-egged clue, right?
How is an empty? Well, it could be a container where nothing ever was inside. So we need to figure out if something was inside. Let's see if we can talk to her. Creepy old woman.
Hello?
Flora. And her hair's plain.
Sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
She is not talking
We
to
need
us.
to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
She's not talking.
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure.
Maybe she's mute.
Entitled to her silence, I suppose.
Or she's deaf.
For now.
Like just because she is not responding, maybe she's deaf and we need to communicate differently with her. But I don't think I get an option to talk to her via like writing down things or something.
I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we need to ask
Freya was
other
painting your portrait yesterday.
things.
Is that right?
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not responding to
going
anything.
answer us, is she?
But at least we can say we tried.
You give up. Really.
Flora, you were
Well.
definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you
Okay.
tell me anything about what happened to Freya?
The statement is not working. Just the wind blowing
She's
with her
acting
hair.
pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe
She
she
has not
really
done
doesn't know
anything.
anything.
How is that possible?
I think we need to gather more clues.
Is that a gramophone?
Gramophone?
I think so. Except
it-
it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
A tape deck
It's also got a
Gramophone
big crack down
with
the
a
middle.
crack. Okay, that's interesting. Look at it closer, there's a rose on it.
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah,
Cassette
sure
tape?
is.
There's a
Pink.
cassette tape in it. Pink cassette tape. That's also broken. That's for Freya?
Do you think it
Interesting.
still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Let's try it. Try it. With the broken one? There's a nice relaxing sound on it. Why is it broken?
It's piano music.
Piano music, okay. A recording of piano music. It plays it for a short while before stopping. Well, then we'll listen to the other one. Oh, I can hear something. Footsteps? Someone humming.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Yeah, we have another tune. Okay. Do we have seen everything here? No,
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed.
is there
Looks like
blood
she
on the
was still holding
paintbrush?
her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Yeah, is the paintbrush with blood on it? No, it's dried red paint. So how did the blood come onto painting?
That's
The door's
only
broken door?
in and out of the room.
It's also on the floor.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there.
Another thing,
There
if you
it
look
is.
at the
The
painting,
unfinished
So,
looks that way.
there's a flower pot marked here. But
Half the
there's
room
no
is a big
flower
open
pot
window.
I
here.
don't know if you can call it an open window. It's more like the sudden absence of wall.
I think that's still a window, kind of.
A bunch of old books.
Lots
Covered in
of
dust
books.
now, but they look well read.
And there's an eye on the
We're
ceiling.
at the top of the tower, right?
I think so. Why?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
It does seem like something. But why is there like wood on the top? The mom is a red herring? I'm not not sure if she's the mom. Wait, let us check. In the grand hall, there is a family tree.
What
so
is that?
I think it's a family tree.
look closer. Yeah, Flora Remington is not Flora Fellow, right? Or is she because she married a fellow now? Maybe. No, wait.
What is
I
that?
think it's a
The
family
person
tree.
who died was... The person who died was named Freya.
What is
I
that?
think it's a family tree.
Freya is this one here. Felicia Fellow and Damien Dusk are like the parents. And Flora Fellow is either here Flora Remington or Lady Fellow, because Lady Fellow does not have the name given. And Lord Fellow seems to have had 2 wives. Also interesting. Damien Dusk. Well, let's see. We can go to a lot of different rooms now. Where should we go first? I think I want to cover the outside first. Check everything. The stone square. There's someone here.
Whoa, nice cape.
Nice
You're not
cape.
fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
Private Detective Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice.
Another
Hawkshaw's a cooler
detective?
name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes
Interesting.
you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh.
Now, if you would, I have work to do. It's not in my
Interesting.
interest to discuss personal
Interesting.
details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Yeah, she is kind of
Let us
suspicious.
make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Yeah,
Who are
that's
you
the
working for?
normal
I
human
am not at
measurement.
liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
Why are you wasting your
really
question
think
on that?
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder.
Oh,
I've been investigating
interesting.
every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you find
Okay.
anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What
So
did you
she's
do after that?
always not
I spent the
talking.
early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you
She
stayed
wasn't
in the library
in
the rest of the
library?
day?
Not quite.
Please.
Towards the early evening,
What?
my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my
So
ascent,
this is-
Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the Fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. Unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was
So
rattled.
the gardener's
That much was
clumsy.
clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
So statement is the statement about the alibi, kind of. Like, where have you been at the time of the murder? I think Mom is staring at the place where the killer emerged. Maybe. We'll have to
There's a metal
see.
plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
So we don't see what's on that bench. What do we have
Is that
here?
a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
Clock with 4 faces. I want to look at it.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
No, it doesn't.
So what does it do?
Well, but if you look at it, like this looks like a 3 in the circle. And this looks like a 9. Or if you put it here, it could be a 6. But 9 looks more likely. This is 12. And this is... Or this could be 6. So, do I need to... Do I need to solve like this puzzle? Like that, like that. So it's again the type that moves which is next to it. I need to have like if I move this here, this is in the right spot. If I move this here, this is in the wrong spot. So how does it do I do this? If I move this down, get this to the other side, and then I need to move this is on the wrong side. This is on the correct spot. How do I move this? Like that? No, the 6 was on the wrong spot. No! How do I move it to the right spot? Okay, I need to get to this more logically. Concentrate. So, I want to have these positioned in a proper spot first. So, if I move this, I move that in the opposite direction. Same with this. So I need to put these in relative position to this here. So to have this in the correct spot, for this to be turned in the right spot, I need to move this one more spot to that side. So in this direction. So now these are in the right spot relative to each other. And with this, they're in the right spot relative to each other. Let's try.
Hey, not
Yes.
bad.
She's going into detective mode. I am going into detective mode.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? That
A
is
little
the goal.
tool thing?
A tool,
Looks
like a telescope?
but I'm not actually sure what it is.
A small lens, a small brass tool with a curved glass lens. It has a screw at the base. Well, we could ask her what it is. Probably.
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for
A
up-close
microscope?
investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it for your
Interesting.
Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
We need to figure out who the client is. What do you say to the harp?
the meaning of those 4 symbols on the
statue.
harp?
We're working on it.
That's a no then.
She didn't say she investigated it, but asked if we deciphered it. Have you found
Where'd
the
you
damaged
dig
tape?
that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps?
Maybe.
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No.
She is acting rather
Tangle
suspicious.
Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of
Well, there are 2 towers on
Have
the
you
house.
searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too.
Ordinary? Well, let's meet the residents, I think. Here's also
Is that thing?
like water
It's a sea
dragon?
serpent.
A
Turned
sea
into stone
serpent.
by a wizard.
Yeah, sure. Or it's a statue.
Say so? What happened to its head?
It's severed.
Beheaded.
Beheaded is also a
By the
good
same
word for it. So let's go and check the garden. Greenhouse. There's a bug. Hello,
That's
about
a handsome beetle.
handsome
Looks
beetle
like he might have magic powers.
with magic powers? Sure. And there's a creepy guy.
Sally, don't move. Watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to say anything?
I love his
Or
face.
shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry. Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitz fellow.
Hello,
The
Fitz.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
What kind of question is that?
You work here as the
Because of
gardener.
genetics.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with
Huh.
the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right.
That's
Did
true.
you see
They
the
look
lake?
not normal.
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house.
Yeah.
I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals
But
eat the plants.
it's only affecting
Anything you've
this
perceived
island
as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
and not everything else on the other
Say
side
that
of
again,
the sea.
but like condense
Lake.
it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person.
Yeah, you seem slightly
Our
stupid,
lake water
Grimar.
causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation.
That'd be the official term. For us,
Yeah.
it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
Seems like it.
No.
Oh.
I'm just the gardener. I was in my greenhouse, watering.
Does not seem like he trusts
reading.
us right now.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at
No.
first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you
Penelope
speak
likes to look at
each
the
other?
flowers.
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my
Okay.
room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside
I guess the lake
my
water
room.
made him try. Maybe.
Let me guess.
But then it
Watering
would
and
affect
weeding.
Right.
more
Did
residents.
anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
We'll find out.
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet.
The rooftop
then
garden, okay.
It wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound
Scream?
human.
An unhuman
We
scream.
thought it was coming from Flora's tower.
Hawkshaw didn't
So
tell
we
us about
went up
that.
There.
We.
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked.
He seemed really
That's all.
awkward.
She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in.
That's why the door is
Freya
on the
was
floor.
right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while.
She looks
When she came back, she had her
unconscious.
father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together.
okay. Something odd
Felix
needs to be
took charge.
investigated.
There was nothing else I could do to help. I
Inhuman
wanted to
loud
go back
noise.
to my
Yes,
room,
an
but I realized
inhuman loud
nobody had told
noise.
Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me.
Why did she
I think she was
snap?
annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Interesting. I don't
Fitz's
like
room is unlocked.
Hawkshaw.
It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Yeah, let's go to his room. We can check the rest of the garden later. Fitz's room. It is rather barren. It looks like a prison. Made out of wood. There's a
It's
love
a little
letter.
handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
Fitz fellow from PP. Maybe that's the heart.
An empty glass and an empty plate.
He does not even have a table to eat.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Yes, same, Sally.
Why?
I don't know.
There is a bed.
Doesn't look soft.
It looks, yeah, like it's made out of metal. A little plant.
That poor plant.
I would have expected more plants here, to be honest.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
Yeah, it looks like to me like that. And most importantly,
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
a locked box.
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
Yeah, let's look closer.
It's a combination lock.
A combination lock.
Sort of.
Range. Where did I get the pieces of paper? I'm guessing we need to make leaf shapes with it. Oh, this one fits together. So this is one shape. Is this shape? This shape? That looks right. This looks a little different. Yep. Yep, that seems to be it. What else can we do? That could work. Is there something that fits? Yes. I would say that's this shape. That looks like it. Yeah, I think so. Then over here maybe. I think maybe with this on top, and then that, like a teardrop. I think that would be this here. So we have the last three. And now we need this shape, probably. Like that. And this. Yeah, I think that's it.
I did it. What do I win?
Not
Let's
bad.
So quick, already got 2 of them. I already got 4
Anything
of
in
them.
there?
What's in
Yeah,
there?
it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
What? An ornate trowel. With PP and FF. Yeah, they definitely were the ones to engrave the heart. So, Fitz. We need to ask him about that. So fast. Yes. That was not a hard puzzle though. So... I don't think so. Let's see what you have to say for yourself. What is
This
this?
is yours, Fitz?
Yeah,
Speak.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
So, what do you use it for? You don't say anything.
How odd.
He doesn't say anything to
What do you
that.
think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife.
It
but
does
Flora wasn't
look
holding
like a
anything
knife.
at all when I saw her after
But
the
she-
murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't
What?
standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
Kneeling. Why was she kneeling?
It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
What were
They
they
were
saying about
arguing about something.
puzzle?
But I can't remember the details.
Flora and Freya?
That
Gramophone?
belongs to Poppy.
So why is it up in Flora's tower?
Poppy?
I'm not sure.
Can I ask about people too? Yeah. So, ask about
She
Freya.
was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working. Sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy
The
wanted to learn
plants?
about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
And
insects.
Freya's interested in
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away.
So she likes
I didn't
beetles.
really understand her, but she was always kind.
But he said she was kind to me, so...
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
So he doesn't think Flora committed
She
the murder.
questioned me.
About what?
And
My
Hawkshaw?
work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
But she
Trust
said
me.
she
I can
searched.
tell.
That's interesting.
Have you
Can I
met this
ask
guy,
about...
Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he I like him. He's weird, but I like him. He's clumsy. I think he's just an introvert. What's this
one's
glowing
in a little
fruit?
pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
Why not?
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
It does look like a gemstone. It's pretty. Soil's unusual blue color.
Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
Plants.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Sure, buddy.
All the flowers here look kind of poisonous.
Can flowers be poisonous?
Yeah.
Anything can be poisonous.
Good to know.
Wasn't there a flower that was used to kill people, like even Greek philosophers? I want to ask you about the plant.
This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gemstony.
Sometimes you never really know what's going to happen.
And what
Interesting.
do you do with this shiny, inedible fruit?
The
look
killer
at it.
herself? Would me being the killer? I don't think so. I wasn't there when it happened. What is this
A
thing?
little chart of... actually, I have no idea what it's about.
What's a chart? Greek letters? Yeah, Greek letters. Connections. Interesting.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Can I ask him about it? No. Maybe it will be interesting later. So for now, let's go... Which side should we check out first? We started on this side, so should we check this side first? Maybe. Let's go. Sounds like something a killer would say. After all, you would pass up an opportunity for blood. That's true. Free blood on the painting, but like, I don't want to lick the painting. It was pretty. Creepy, but pretty. So, this is the library. Yes, it's like what? It's a little bit messy, but not too messy. The insect section has no books in it. Let's talk to the person here first.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
You're working on bacteria?
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
Yeah.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me.
Oh no? How come?
Because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Speaking of which, You have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis? About the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
Yeah,
My apologies.
come on.
Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects.
Yeah.
And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist,
Hello, Fifi.
innovator. You
Tell
will
me
need to be
more about yourself.
specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing
She
one a
is a
great
nerd.
disservice.
So true.
She's the
Well,
killer.
first of all,
Fifi.
you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Interesting.
Fifi, you said you were a micro...
But who
something
do you
or other?
think is capable of the murder
But
if
it
they
is an insignificant
aren't?
label. My studies
It would be
cannot
interesting.
be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination
Nerd?
with the
Yes.
microscopic. I constructed
Fifi
my
has
first
prey
prototype at age 10.
eyes,
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
but
And what's that thing on your head?
prey is
Did
like
you make that
the one
too?
chased.
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
That sounds
No,
useful.
but that would be most amusing. What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes. However,
You can give the
were too
answer,
slow.
right?
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Like
Me
rabbits
too.
are on her
The
side.
talk.
Fine.
Yeah, okay.
I knew ahead of
I
time
get
that
what you
Freya
mean.
was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me
Oh
completely.
no.
Oh.
So what did you do
Sad.
instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh.
That
Good.
sounds even more sad. So tell me
I
about
was in
what
my
happened
room.
on that day.
The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone
Her
began
room?
banging on the door. I ignored
Someone
it until the someone began shouting at me.
Banged on the
I
door?
opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Hey! That's not
She
nice.
insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated.
That's...
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished
Different
painting. Poppy
from what-
and I took the sample back
what
downstairs
Fitz
to the
told
library.
us?
We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
She can work while she's sad. Okay. Tell me more
Freya
about
is
the...
normally highly skilled
the
at capturing
painting.
someone's likeness. But in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told
Poppy
me she
asked.
thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
You think Fifi might be neurodivergent? Yeah, probably.
Curious.
Let's...
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Yeah, let's go right now, I think. We can check the library in a second. So, there's a lot of messy
The
papers
stuff
here.
Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
That is quite beneath me, thank you.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
Yeah, probably.
Phoebe's
What's
got
this?
something pinned up here.
Relationship
What
chart.
is all this?
It looks like a relationship chart. Yep. Wait. Is this us? Sally and Grimoire? And Hawkshaw is connected to Poppy's dad? Is that Poppy? No, this is Poppy. The relationship between these two is unclear. This is Poppy. This is Fitz. This is Penelope, right? Who's that guy? That guy? I don't know. And Flora? But where's she? Where's Fifi? None of this look like Fifi. But the connection here is interesting because we are searching for the client here. So maybe that's the client?
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Fifi.
Freya?
And Freya.
And Fifi herself.
And how are we on there if we have been there for like half an hour?
A new suspect!
We still need to figure out who the FF and PP on the heart are. We don't know, but I think it's Fitz and whoever is the trouble about, so
Don't
we
think you can
know
get out
half
being
of it.
questioned just because you're a bear.
And you have a strange taste.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it.
They're
Judge.
They're good partners. These two are really good partners.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a
Diary?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
Kind of a diary.
It looks like a microscope.
Can I touch
A
it?
microscope? Look closer. Oh,
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
what is this? Magnifying glasses to the correct position. We need to make a key out of this by... with... magnifying glasses, yeah. Let's see. So this makes things really big. We need to have 2 notches. This one is... if we have this one and connect... This is looks good. This looks like it could work. This one works by itself. This one only needs 1 magnifying thingy. And that needs 2. This looks like the key down here, right?
That's the one.
Hey,
Yes.
not bad. Sounds like it unlocked.
It unlocked.
It's
What is
There's a book
in
in
there?
here.
a book with another lock? But we can't open it like that.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
Yeah,
I'd
probably.
read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
Nothing on the can. Some
Crystal
chandeliers.
chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kind of dusty.
They seem out of place in this room. That's what I'm like more interested
A pretty
in.
ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're
see
supposed to
the
be looking for clues,
lake?
not assessing.
And over here, you'll see the owner's used sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
Sure. You go up in your acting career. We checked some things in here. So let's go back to the library.
It's an illustrated book.
MondayScared diaries now? Well, we need to look for any clue that we might have. Maybe it says in a diary, like, I murdered her. Or like, plans how to murder her. And we might have a case.
It's been left open.
A
Looks
book
like
about
somebody was halfway through
birds?
reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
You're easily scared, Grammar, huh? A bird book. Wait, this feather. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has a particular feeding habit and usually only eats the seed of the Tantum amica, pictured. A plant here. And it has like feathers that look like the thing. Do you know anything about this?
Who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Okay. This is interesting.
Books about space.
Books
They're
about
relatively untouched.
space, relatively untouched.
about
Books
insects.
about
Well,
insects.
theoretically.
But the shelf is
There's not a single book on
empty,
that shelf.
Huh.
which is rather interesting. Why
about
would they have a
that.
section about that? Geography? And he's not interested in that.
Books about ancient
And
history?
history?
I think.
These books are ancient history. I think
Old
they've crumbled
books
into
about
dust when I
history.
tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks.
Okay, they just don't want to read
Sure.
them. Show her the diary? Sure,
Why not build
yeah.
a science lab in the corner of the library?
Well, because there's no other
The
lab.
search for new knowledge. The
Yeah.
archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
Yeah, a little poetic. Do you have to say
That book.
anything about that? A book.
My book.
Her
What's
book.
in it?
Pages.
Yeah. She acts like, what? Wouldn't you normally be like, hey, why do you have the diary? My diary? Something's off. Something's off there. Let's go to more rooms. Freya's room. Ah, that's the victim.
That painting
A
is really something.
Painting, it's really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Yeah, it
Maybe
looks.
Freya enjoy the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Yeah, Kay's an impression. Okay,
There's a smaller version down by the floor.
a photo of it.
Photograph.
And pick it up, and it has. This looks like it was like used for like markings. Small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black around the edges. We need to find where it's going. A neurodivergence is real. Maybe. I don't know.
It's a little glass box.
The
I
glass
think
box.
it's a vivarium.
Vivarium, is it?
Come again?
Has it bugs in it?
See the leaves and twigs in there?
Why is the music so loud again?
Might have been for keeping insects.
Let me turn down the music even more. I was sure I've put it down. Why did it go up again? I don't know. What's
Not
this
the
red
kind of
lamp?
I choose for my bedroom, but
Looks like a
fair enough.
warmth lamp.
It's cool.
Heat
Looks
lamp?
like old mining
Heat
equipment
lamp.
or something.
But it doesn't seem to be a heat lamp. Here's a teddy.
Freya's bear.
looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Yeah, the owner's not here anymore. There's a painting about
It's a
fish.
fish, I think.
Fish
I think it looks
painting.
more like a whale.
No, to me it looks like a fish.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could
It's a
also be
fish.
shark.
There's a plant.
Plants.
Yeah.
They must not need sunlight.
Yeah, they seem to grow even without
It's Freya's
sunlight.
bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
It doesn't look like it was supposed to be a bedroom.
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
This looks like the closet below the staircase. It's probably a thumbnail. What?
That
The little
painting.
version of the
Why?
big painting?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the
atmosphere of
Hang
Kent.
on. There's a smaller version down by
It's
the...
a photograph.
This thing? They're...
Do you think this was always?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No windows either. Do you
The
think this was?
wind?
I don't know.
Yeah,
No
they
windows.
say the same thing
Do you
again and
think this
again.
was-
I don't know.
No windows either.
And there's brushes
They're
and
clean,
pencils.
but they look pretty well used.
She kept her art supplies clean. What's with this
It's a little
box
wooden
here?
box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Okay.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Okay, interesting. Swap the brushes into the correct order. Arrange the paper to find the clue. So, a puzzle. A puzzle. That thing. Artists make a smaller version of their drawings so they know how they will look after completion. Yeah. I know it's because I'm used to be really into art. Interesting. But it makes sense before you paint it like this really big. Before you paint this really big version that you try it out first. How it's supposed to be. Like a mock-up. Like that. This and that. Okay. Some size, color, other colors, orange, pink, green and blue, and this is brush shape. There's only like reddish pink, but it's not that color. Is this the three things that are different? Is four things: height, the color that's paint on it, the shape of the brush, and what color the things down here are. The wooden thing. Smallest, first, biggest, last. They are the same size, these two. And they're like three different sizes. But we have some clues here. This one says small, and if I think correctly, this is like an orange handle. So a small brush with an orange handle is this one. Then we need to have something green, which could be both of these. But the next one is feathered. And that's pink, which could be both of these. The next one is something blue. And this shape, which can only be this one, because this one is definitely here. And the last one is this one, because it's like this tall. So it's probably the blue one is this one, because this blue is already definitely here. Then the feathered one is this. I think that's right.
That's done it.
Neat.
Yes. Let's open it.
What was in the box?
Just a photograph.
A
Well,
photograph?
most of a photograph.
A piece of a photograph. A ripped photo of 2 young girls. And there's definitely another person here. One with red hair and the other one with green hair. Large piece missing. Is this Freya? And she has that book. I need to talk to her because she told me that book was hers, but it was Freya's. Why did you lie to me?
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
A favorite
So,
photograph?
Why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was
Who
not a
ripped it?
half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
Yeah. But can I confront her? No.
A
Like,
book. My book.
it's not her
What's in it?
book. Like, it
This
is
photograph
obviously
is
Freya's.
my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you...
Freya and Fifi, yep, maybe. She said she had normal glasses before. This could be her. Well, I would say let's look into more rooms. I want to at least see all the rooms today. There's a workshop. Hello, sleeping guy.
Sir? Can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire.
Grimoire.
Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
Hello, Felix.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you
Yes.
about the murder.
I must
Fun.
say I'm rather jealous of you.
Maybe you should show the
Oh, yeah?
photograph to the
Why is that?
purple-haired
Out
guy.
here solving mysteries
Talk
and
show?
exploring new
That
places.
women detective?
Uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
An adventure.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
You're hiding something, aren't you? There
So,
is a
Felix,
secret
what
room in
exactly
this
do you,
house.
Do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer.
Explorer? I
slash
thought it was an
treasure
adventure,
hunter.
but-
Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between
Not Detective the
ventures
Botanist?
right now,
Oh,
but it's
did he have
simply
purple
not
hair?
in my nature to stay in one
Ah,
place
yeah,
for
maybe.
too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the fellow family has certain
They're
loyalties.
ruthless.
And with Laura the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't
Ruthless.
misunderstand me. Fiona and
They
Flora
obliterate
are my
him.
entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow.
Yeah,
The reason we're here.
yeah, that makes sense.
Right, nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help. But
Why?
I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Why are you
Hear
this
that, Grimoire?
dodgy?
We're done here. Let's go.
No.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
There's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
Something that's not normally happening. Tell me about what happened.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent?
You're a good
Perhaps.
storyteller.
Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs.
They're so real.
Just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly. So I thought
I like the
nothing
way
of
he
it.
tells stories.
Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his
That may be
room,
Poppy
just in case.
Pointer, then.
It was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor.
There's still
Fiona,
one
Poppy,
plant in
Fitz,
this
and
painting.
Pointer were there already. Flora too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
There's
Not
no
I.
mention of the
I
sound.
stayed. Flora needed me.
No mentioning of this scream.
It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
They're all dodging with the knife. They're all not like, oh, yeah, that looks like a knife. They're all like, oh, I don't know what this is. It could be a knife, but it could not be. And he's sleeping
A little
again.
hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk.
They're paints.
Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Let me see. Yeah, they look hand-painted. Wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand-painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. Yeah, I think he was making figures for Flora?
Nice. A real treasure.
How do you know this
A
treasure?
treasure chest?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it.
Let's look at it. It
What's the
could
deal
have
with
been
that
a
painting on the
feather from the
front?
bird book. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Use the treasure map. There's a treasure map. But a lot of different X's. Oh, I think... this is on an X. Like, we're standing on an X and we're looking and seeing some birds and a palm tree and a stone and a sea serpent. And this looks like coordinates. So I think we need to figure out which X it is. So what I want to look at first is having in line straight from the X a palm tree and birds. There are birds marked here. And I want to have a palm tree and birds in the same direction. So in this direction, they're next to each other. In in this direction, they're in line. And there is a sea serpent and a stone. I think it could be that one. Maybe. Is there any other square that could be it? I don't think so. There's no other square where the palm tree and the birds line up. Nope. So it is H6 looking west. There was H6 west.
I did it. What do I win?
Not
The
bad.
treasure. What's inside?
What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Different? How? A model resembling a child with green hair, a model resembling a woman with gray hair, a model resembling a red and white bird, and a model resembling a broad-shouldered man. Is this the daughter of... Like, this is the wife, the daughter? What's the bird? And a pot of red paint and a brush laying nearby. The brush has some dried paint on it. So,
A little
why
hand-painted
is the...
sketch.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paint. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Why is the red paint locked away when the other paints are right there? I want to ask him about the things he's making. The painted
I've
model.
been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
He's rather proud of it.
Do you
Don't
paint them
ruin
yourself
it.
too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of
Nice.
course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh?
Sure.
So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great many, but my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that.
Sure.
You found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the
It's
final
cute.
touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course.
Yeah, I get
surrounded
that.
by all her favorite people.
Maybe
Where
you
did
can tell me
find
about the
that?
book.
It was in the library.
Really? How odd.
Tell me about what's in the book.
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Let's go. What? What can I investigate? Suspicion?
This painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere. So what's going on?
She's not answering any of your questions. The knife was taken by the murderer. The knife is still in this room. It's not a knife. I think it's not a knife.
It's not a knife.
She
We
nodded.
need
She's
a clue
not.
to compare with the painting.
She's not
Something
deaf.
to explain what that knife shape actually is.
I think it is
Let's take a closer look at this.
the feather. The painted knife is actually just a feather from a fairy tale, from an ink dip bird.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink dip bird.
Are you nodding?
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink dip bird is red and white too?
Yes! If it's her favorite thing and the book is hers, this painted model suspects
This
it.
little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora.
Because
and come to
it's-
think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
The ink dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by?
The ink dip bird
Why is it so
was
loud?
Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
That would make sense,
She
right?
kept the bird as a pet. And it died?
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Either
Maybe
way,
it did
she
fly
kept the feather.
away.
I think it was pretty important to her.
All right.
But where is it?
So she was holding
now?
the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
In the bird egg.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Completely
Completely empty.
Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
What's there? Aww, drawing a Flora with a small bird and a handwritten message on the back. These are for you, love, Freya. Cute! What if all the characters are involved in the murder and they're just not trying to get caught? Trying not to get caught? Apart from Felix, he's clueless. Interesting theory. Maybe all of them are involved. But no one seems to... By now, like, no one has said anything about a grudge against Freya. Well, her room suggests, like, she's the weird child of the family. But... apart from that... I think no one has a motive. So we now... Hey! I didn't want to go there. We've checked this side of the tower now and the garden. But we have the middle room left and a few things here. Would you mind if I get up and get a snack real quick? I need some chocolate, I think. Show the photo to Fitz. I think he's the third person in the photo. I'll show it to him in a second. I'll be right back in like 30 seconds. Or like a minute. Be right back. Monday fat? Why? I ate like a single piece of chocolate during the stream. Like, what? I don't eat chocolate otherwise. Or like I don't eat much chocolate, but like while I'm streaming, it's like kind of like my fun time. We can show the photo to Fitz. Let's talk to Fitz and show him.
It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you
Fifi
think
and Freya
Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe.
Why?
Maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
Is 3 a crowd? I don't know. I just noticed that you eat a lot of chocolate on the stream. Yeah, I like chocolate. But like from just a piece of chocolate you don't get fat. If you eat healthily otherwise, 1 piece of chocolate is not gonna make you fat. And if you move around a lot, like it does not make that much of a difference. But yeah, I do like chocolate. It's like the only thing that's worse than chocolate for like me being addicted to is spicy chips and like really chewy caramel Plumpenzieher. So I don't buy these. I don't buy it. But yeah, I like chocolate. So this is the music room. Monday ist sehr gesund. So let's talk to this person. I think that's Poppy, right?
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's
It's
rude!
not a ghost.
Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a
She
painter
writes different.
and a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist.
Oh, she's playing
And
right
13
now.
years of dedicated practice.
So she plays
I'm just
long
me.
term.
There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
Why?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
Something is weird about this tower. Why aren't they
3.5
like free to
hours
move
of
away?
piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
They were just enjoying each other's company? Or making out?
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon.
Sounds
And I heard
romantic.
this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Interesting. Why is the photo ripped?
This
If
is a
you're
photo
friends.
of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Okay, we'll talk about more stuff later.
Alright. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
We can go
I
to
wonder
her
what's in there.
bedroom. Yeah, sure, let's go.
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room.
Oh,
Something.
Why are you
suspicious.
telling me this right now?
Let's ask her about it.
One thing at a time. I've just gotten into the bedroom. There's a piano.
A name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright.
Is there a different name? I don't know. Your
Sheet
notes.
music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
Maybe it's part of the tune? Fitz and Poppy can't be kissing because they're cousins? Wait. We'll check this room in a second. I need to check the chart. There's also the PP and FF
What
heart.
is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Poppy Pointer
Poppy Pointer.
and
met her.
Fitz
She is one of the suspects.
Fellow
Fitzfellow.
is there.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Emily and Flint. Fellow Flint is brothers with Felix. Felix. They don't have any connection whatsoever. They're not cousins. Because the cousin would be the child. Fiona is the cousin of Fitz. Fiona is Fitz's cousin. Where's Fifi? Felix and Flo. This is Fifi. Fiona is Fifi. Because we've met Felix. Where's Flint though? Good, they aren't cousins, so they can kiss. Yeah, like one of them has a relationship with FF and PP, so it can only probably be Penelope Pointer or Poppy Pointer. And Percival Pointer, we have heard about him as well. Okay, then let's investigate the diary first, and then we check her room and the music room. Let's talk.
Is this your diary, Fifi?
No.
We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
No, it doesn't. It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it. It's someone else's diary. It's not a diary at all. It's someone else's.
Somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Yeah. We do have the ripped photo where she is holding.
Let's take a
the
closer
book.
look at this.
That. And the secret diary is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belongs to Freya.
This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
It's the opposite. Was hidden inside. It's the same
This blue
thing.
book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept
Why?
it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Because you're loyal. Fifi didn't want anyone to see. Personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However,
Yes, thank
as you
you.
read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
What's in there?
All
That
right.
she's talking like
Fifi
that.
unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soul Bearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. What's a Soul Bearer? Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. Wait, the harp? All 5 eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. This is really interesting. 4 Soul Bearer. Something way into the middle. And the mention of the harp. All 5 eyes blacked out. I think there's really something interesting about that. Like this would kind of be the middle, but everyone knows the way into that. Maybe a secret room. Middle of the lake? We'll find out. There's an eye on the
yes,
floor.
a giant symbol drawn in chalk on the floor. Always a good omen.
Yeah,
It's an eye.
kind of like the eye on the rooftop on the tower, the other tower.
It's an octopus.
An octopus. Yes.
No, it's not.
Because it does not have 8 arms?
It has 6 legs, not 8.
I said it before you, Grimoire.
Don't say it.
Sextopus.
Okay. I like that joke. There's a weird
It's a
metronome.
metronome for keeping time.
Look closer.
It's ticking.
But it's not looking like a metronome.
Is it a bomb?
No.
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Didn't I mention eyes? How they blacked out? That's true. 5 eyes. This one combines these two. This one combines these two. This one combines those two. Use the buttons to rotate all 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top. Ah, I can move them like that. Like that. That was easier than I thought.
I did it. What do I win?
Not bad.
Honestly, that was way easier than I thought it would be.
What happened?
I feel like that was cheated.
A little
But
hatch unlocked in the
I
back.
just pressed buttons.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Wait. The photograph belongs... They belong together. But... Is it because she changed style and was embarrassed about it?
There's something about that pink cassette tape.
Wait.
Something.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Wait, give me a second. I want to check it. The pink cassette tape. Is this what she has here? We have a pink cassette tape. We have this cracked tape to Freya. But she's listening to it. Right? Let's go and check it. Poppy's going through a goth phase. It could be. Her style would kind of fit.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
Yeah, sure. You used to like these
You used
colors.
to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
This is the British writing, right? I'm always confused if I should write it with OU or not, but I think that's the British version. We were supposed to learn it in school, but my brain could not remember gray and colors, like which is British, which is American. But I think this one is British. Huh.
Let's take a closer look at this.
The cassette tape, the pink cassette tape, and the pink cassette player. Found the crime scene matches pink cassette tape used by Poppy in this old
The
photo.
pink cassette tape found at the crime scene
Colors
matches
makes
the
more
pink cassette
sense.
player used by
Color
Poppy in
and
this
color are
old
American and
photo.
British. Yeah, I thought so. Color if you're
That is
smart,
not
color
me.
if you
Yeah,
omit
it
wit.
is. I'll prove
I
it.
don't think being in a different country makes you less smart. Like, I honestly mostly write it with OU because it feels more natural. Because you don't, I don't pronounce it color, but like the O's are sounding different. Color, color. I don't know. It sounds better. The other side of the ripped photograph. It fits together.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up? And then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it.
Yes.
Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
See,
Passage
color
of time is a
Do you see
powerful
color?
thing.
instead of
Hold on.
color.
This means that pink cassette tape does
color?
belong to you, Poppy.
It used
Color
to.
sounds like
I recorded some
Ew.
piano music
Co-
onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift
color.
years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
To be fair, English pronunciation is only consistent in its sheer inconsistency. That's true. Because your makes the sound. Your Ursa Maya. Americans drop the U to save space on print, when they should have dropped the U to stay consistent in sounds. I don't know. I feel like I always write it in one way and then my the computer corrects it to another way and I'm like, but couldn't you write it that way? I don't know which way is which, but I think I write it with OU and it then corrects it to the American way. I don't know. But there's broken glass here, and
Whatever
I
it
think
is,
that's
it's
weird.
Playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's gotta practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Yeah, show me. A horn statue with like a sea serpent thingy. And it's also broken. Huh. Should have dropped the... Oh, so your stays consistent. Color. Yeah,
One old wooden bookcase.
Yeah, but like, why are the candles next to the computer's probably set to American English then? I don't know, I've not checked.
25 dry old books.
But might be.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
What if British and Americans were forced into abandoning English and learning a logical language like German? Yeah, I'm just saying umfahren und umfahren. It's
Am I the only one
logical.
seeing the problem?
No, I saw the problem too. Can I ask you to play the sheet music?
It's mine.
Can you play it?
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
8 notes. There are so many different tunes that we've heard by now.
Yeah, it's mine.
What's so special
What's
about
so
it?
special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
She could choose what she wants to do it? Maybe. Oh, that's a cute statue. Reason is exactly why English has so many inconsistencies, because everyone tried changing the language as they occupied English. Good point. If they watch comprehensible German input, could understand German, maybe, if they stuck with it. Wait,
Who
who's
plays
playing the violin?
I wonder.
It's pretty dusty.
So no
So
one.
I'm guessing nobody.
Well, there's still a few rooms left untouched. So let's check them. We have 2 more people to meet. The Vivery. A woman with bird arms.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape. You're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored.
He has
We
red
prefer
in
to
his
blend
hair,
into the
though.
background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short
She's
for
rather
Penelope?
upbeat for...
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Ostentatious.
Yeah.
Such a fancy word. Maybe the teacher wrong Freya, maybe, or maybe she was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. People are like that.
Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends
She is
are birds.
the
Where
bird
to?
lady instead of the cat
Anywhere
lady.
at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming
Yeah,
home
she's
to
rather
Tangle
eccentric.
Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him. Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's
Wait!
not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz
So it's not
fellow.
about Poppy, but
Very one.
Penelope?
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
She's worried about being ostentatious. I think she'd rather be all for it. Penelope is Odysseus' wife, by the way. Or however you spell Odysseus' name. Odysseus? I don't know. Penny is kissing Fitz, I see. Yeah, it seems Penny is kissing Fitz, not Poppy. Interesting.
I awoke early and headed
Though
down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon,
I like
he
her
went back
expressions.
inside.
It's rather
suddenly,
well
as it
drawn.
happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
It's an engineering epic. I know, we've learned about that in school, and I don't have the Odyssey, but I have the Iliad. That's why I looked over there, because my copy of the Iliad is standing over there. So, yeah. What if Fitz is cheating on Penelope with Poppy? Interesting. We'll
Sometime in
untangle the
evening,
mystery.
I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too. Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever.
I hope.
Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I hope that at some point we get like everything that like everyone has said, like about who has been where, when, like everything put together. Oh, is the German title of Odyssey different than the English? No. The Odyssey is just split into the Iliad and Odyssey. Yeah, that's correct. I think the Iliad is first and then the Odyssey is second. It's like 2 books of one, like, set. So, the Odyssey on the Iliad? I don't know. Ja, das Iliad. Ich kenn's nur als Iliad und Odyssey. So it's same.
We can get into Penny's room now.
We can get into her
Now,
room?
like right now?
No, not yet. I want to check the birds.
An especially fancy cage.
Yeah,
And
but,
it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
but she said something about 4 birds, didn't she? 3 brightly colored birds in heavy ornate cage. I want to ask her about it because she said something about taking care of 4 birds.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Where's the 4th
I've already
one?
forgotten all 3 of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah,
What about
that
the one on your
helped.
head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
It would not be out of question for you. But where's the fourth bird? Butterfly.
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
It looks cool.
Wow, judgmental.
Well, let's check the other rooms. I want to go to her room because the... What if one of the special birds is Freya's pet? No, she collected insects. Don't you remember? Like the gardener said something about her coming with the glass box with sticks and leaves in it, and then he gave her insects, but there were no insects in the box. So where did the insects go? Maybe it's like the soul bearer. Impressive little thing. So soul bearer might be one of the insects. Show her the bird book in a second. She has a rather interesting room. I like the tree.
It's a birdhouse.
Though I would like to prefer that I could close my window.
Are those real birds?
Let's look closer.
Nope, they're wooden.
Oh. I found the lockbox of this room.
What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the positions of the 7 birds. This looks like a family tree. So... maybe if we start with these 2 closed, completely open, and you get this one with the eye in the middle and the mouth, the beak. I think it's beak. Half open. Then with the eye closed like this, we get a half open eye. Like close in a line, then maybe half open like this and that. Because this is for the beak is further open here than there. And like this one is completely open. I think that's it. The bird family tree.
That's the one.
I have no clue. I think I solved a puzzle similar to this with like the slime thingies in when I played the Among Us escape, or like the Among Us thingies when I played the Among Us room with Alka. So that's why I thought like that's how it should work.
Did the door open?
Like the family tree. I think I did that before. Now I'll get her with rose petals. A ripped piece of paper crumbled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. Message scrawled onto the paper. Now I'll get her. Interesting. Think you solved it? Yeah, I think I did.
That's
There's a plant. It's
There's
pretty.
something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
It does feel a little out of place. A brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. So that's something maybe Fitz takes care of in his fiance's room. Wait a second. That flower looks like Penelope. Doesn't it? A little? Like the bird arms? Like the dress the hair? We'll find out about that. Why? Oh, she
Traveling
likes
cases.
traveling.
Empty. All of them.
She seems to like fashion.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
Why not?
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
That's true.
Does
A
it
little.
feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
Warm?
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
I can see it. Okay, I'm not the only one seeing it. In an abstract way, it does resemble her. Yeah, I'm thinking... coming from the wall. So, there's heat coming from that wall. That's interesting. The way I was thinking is like the soil is blue. So it's probably something fits made for her. And there's a heart on it. So maybe it's like because they actually love each other. And he takes care of this because it like he put that flower in her room because it reminded him of her and he wanted to show it to her. I don't know, but wouldn't
A
you
little
want to?
tea set. Looks recently used.
One
likes
of the cups
tea.
has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Yeah, she had tea with her birds. I get that. The reason why I'm like what's bothering me about this is why wouldn't he keep that in his room to like see like a kind of picture of her? I don't know. Where should we go first? I kind of want to get into this room. Here's a door marked, so maybe there is a
A
box
big glass
here.
door leads out into a garden.
There's a little mechanism by the hand.
So... oh. Move the tiles into the correct slots. Where are the correct slots? I don't put the moon onto the sun, do I?
Nothing. Still
All
locked.
4 tiles have a moon symbol.
Those other symbols look like suns. Surely that's something to do with it?
I think it is, but in an abstract kind of way. I guess we'll come back later.
Yeah. This room also connects to there. Is there also a way to open the door there? Maybe Penelope is keeping care of the plant herself? Maybe. But she said something about being worried about breaking something if she helps him with mulching or anything. She didn't seem like she would take care of a plant. From the way she talked about the gardening stuff. You know? There's the
It's
same
locked,
lockbook. I
but it leads
thought that was
outside.
the door we came in through, but
I thought we were
seemingly
halfway up
not.
a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
I ignored that. Okay. Where was it? Like that? These correspond.
Let's come back once we know what to do.
Let's try
locked.
it.
But it leads outside.
I see, yeah.
I thought we were halfway.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Let me at least try this. I think that was where it was.
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
Maybe I need to unlock both. But that's like really inconvenient and they can only go outside if they both go. Personally, I think it can be an excuse to talk to her as he takes care of the plant. Yeah, like that.
Gloomy.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just an excuse.
But roomy. A big glass door leads out into
There's
a
a
garden.
little mechanism.
These were like this, I think.
Something happened.
That must be it. Finally. it's a-
Whatever's on the other side.
Go outside. The rooftop garden. Okay. There seems to be a lot.
That's
I
one
want to
big
check
dragonfly.
the dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon.
These feathers
Giant
seem
stone
weird.
frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
She seems to be catching
Except those aren't
feathers.
snowflakes. They're feathers.
There are 4 feathers. None of these feathers are from the inked bird. There's a rose
It's
bush.
a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil.
Bluish soil, that seems like Fitz's thing.
Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
But there are different colored roses too, Grimoire.
Exactly.
There are pink roses, white roses. And you can artificially make them other colors as well. Yellow roses are also natural, right? I think. Time to go. Good night and see you tomorrow. Good night, Rabagosh.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue.
No, that doesn't
And
seem
they're
like
not
it.
headphones. They're earmuffs.
Earmuffs. Why is this? Why are the earmuffs on that statue?
A little
It was
pond.
in the pond here.
It looks really, really deep for some reason.
Is this the aquarium?
See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh, yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Red roses are for normal people. That's why I love white roses, which don't exist. Wait. White. I think they are white roses. We even have a fairy tale about white roses. Yeah, there are white roses. What do you mean they don't exist? I think we even have some in the garden. They're like not perfectly white, but like they're like really white with like a slight rose-colored hint on there. I see every other flower is crazy here. And green woman is pointing out the roses are normal. Oh, that's true. Because every other flower is really weird. I need to check later in my photos if the rose I think is in the garden is really bright white. By the way, midwit does not mean stupid. It means you are smart, but not think smart. I cannot really comprehend that concept right now. Somehow, like Dunning-Kruger? But like Dunning-Kruger, they're not smart, but think they're smart. Like the opposite of Dunning-Kruger? An astronomy tower. Hello, Professor?
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The
He seems crazy.
stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they
Yeah, you're the
whispering
crazy
about? Are they
professor.
spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
I really like that line with the could the speck of dust start by telling us his name first. I really like that. It's an insult to lawyers who are all midwits, which mean middling with it's a way of insult, an opinionated person who thinks they're smart. Midwits are still smart, but they aren't that smart, you get me? If smart is 130 IQ, then a midwit is 115. Aha. I think the lawyer, like I think I get it. I don't know what middling is. I don't think I've heard that word before, but I feel like I get it a little bit more. Also, he looks like he has a roof on his head. I just want to point that out. I know I'm stating the obvious, but this is a roof.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would
How
I
are they
expect it
living if
to.
none of them make
I am
money?
nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Milling is just another word for average. Oh, interesting. Thank you for teaching me. What did you... By the way, another thing I want to point out is that his glasses, nose and mouth look like he has a second face on his face. And the glasses are no use for his eyes.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Interesting. What's your
I was at my
statement?
telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping. So I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room.
I hope we can get a timeline now.
Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Yeah, can you make a timeline?
That's all the statements.
Yes, we got all the
Let's go
statements.
over them all.
Yes, please. I want to see all of them. Why are we doing this by the entrance? But okay. Suspect
That's
statements.
all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
Yeah, it combines
I
them
ran up
all.
the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
Everything
All the
adds up.
statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
Why is these two pointing to an unknown person? Who's that person? I don't know. Oh, there are birds too!
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
Why does
The
it look
birds seem
weird?
to like it.
Because it's different colored than this?
They're even singing a little tune.
Another tune?
Toot 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 toot.
Please don't do that.
Toot 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 toot. Like, why are there so many different tunes? I feel like we've heard like 5, 6 different tunes by now. But we've at least seen every room and talked to every person. And I would say we'll leave it at that for today and start investigating deeper. As their statements all match, we need to start investigating deeper tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. I hope I can stream next week. During this week, or like next week, like before the next Sunday stream, I will have my wisdom tooth operation. So I hope I can stream on Sunday. It depends on if the wound is getting infected or not. Like if it's like no trouble speaking, and like no trouble eating, and like everything is fine, and I will stream. If everything hurts, I'm not sure if I will stream. Because, yeah. There's room in the middle though. Maybe there's a secret entrance. Like people have mentioned a secret room, so maybe there is a secret room. Or here. But like, maybe a basement? Because like there's no room here. But like there's a door. Or maybe this leads with a tunnel and then have it here? We'll find that out when we play the next time. I hope it's next week. I won't make any promises that I can't keep. At least I try not to. Yeah. I would say we will... I'm planning to do this next Sunday as well. But health is first, to be honest. So, yeah, that's the current like plan. That we continue playing. Tomorrow is definitely Scribblenauts. Then Tuesday we'll try and beat up some hat-wearing guys. And yeah, on Sunday we'll see. I have not practiced playing with the hat-wearing guys, so let's find out if I can improve on stream, because I don't think I have time to practice. I thought I would have time yesterday, but nope, sadly not. Bye, see you later. Have a good night, Monday. Hope your Monday is good. I hope my Monday is good. I will start my Monday by going to sleep. Yeah. I hope you'll have a great day or night or whatever time it is that I'm leaving you for. I don't know. I hope you have a good day. And we'll see each other again soon, hopefully. Till then, bye bye. Oops.